Hello everyone. In our last video we started discussing about BAPI, how to use a BAPI to create a sales order and how it was helpful in terms of replacing the BDC and doing a very simplified coding in a BAP. So we'll just park that topic for few minutes, and then what we'll talk about few other important things. So I have made some progress on this website. By now you guys must be knowing how to navigate and how to find out this website. So I have uploaded two different zip files here. One is SAP 720, it was SAP GUI 720, it was already there. SAP GUI 730 is also there, which was shared by one of the audience friends. I have just uploaded it for the sake of benefit of other people. And I have uploaded a sample code inspector template. Oh sorry, it was already uploaded. Sample FS, I have uploaded sample FS template, so just have a look at it and then just get a feel that how FS looks like in a real-time environment. The format might vary, but the content remains same in most of the cases. TS I already uploaded few days back. I have also uploaded a sample code review template. Again, this is like one way of creating this, and then there could be multiple ways of creating a code review template, varies from company to company and client to client. Sample resume was already there. Interview question, I did not make any progress. Knowledge documents, I just uploaded that BAPI related stuff, so let it be here for now. So that was one thing I wanted to share. And then again today I had another hangout session. I think some 6 guys joined. I don't remember their names exactly. Okay, Naveen, Praveen, Ashok, Siddharth, Deepak, and I think Naresh, one more friend joined today. So we had a discussion about some of the open questions which people were having in their mind, and then there were two open questions during that session. I thought of uploading that. I tried to record the session and I thought of uploading it in the YouTube so that others can also have a look at it and benefit out of it, but then somehow I lost the recording. The moment I tried to save it and all, I pressed some wrong button and recording was gone. So anyways, I mean, that is fine. So there were two open questions, so I'm not sure who exactly asked it. I think Naresh or someone asked it. So Naresh, and anyway, so the first question, that was how to validate an ALV for any consistency related issues. So I don't have an example at this moment, but what I did, I just did a Google and then, or yeah, this link was provided by Siddharth. So just open this link. So here you can see what you need to do. You need to take the output of your ALV report and then put your cursor on the blank area, the empty area, empty section. Hold on your shift key and do a double right click here. Then you'll get this kind of consistency check of ALV grid, and then it will give you the errors which this ALV is facing, and then based on the error you can do the rectification. For example, here what they have done is they have tried to pass basically data element as WERKS, but there is no data element as such. So they have later corrected it to WERKS_D. So this is available in saptechnical.com website, but the key takeaway from this is if you have an ALV output in front of you, especially the cases where you have currency and quantity kind of things in display. So what you need to do, just put your cursor on the empty section, hold your shift key, do a double click, and then it will give this consistency check report. So this was the question asked by, I don't remember either Naveen or Naresh. So this would be your answer. The other question, okay, so what is we generally use row position and column position in ALV, but what is the significance of row position? Okay, so row position and column position, if we don't mention, SAP will determine that automatically. But then what I did, I created a sample program just to demonstrate how it's going to happen. So you can see this field catalog. In this field catalog you can see that the row position for first record, that is color, is going to be 1, and then obviously it's color, so it's just a property, it will be applied on the other steps. So if this field is coming again in first row, so this is also in first row, this is also in first row, so obviously this color would be applied on this. Now this is second row, this is second row, so I have color, I have this, I have this, I have this. So first two things I am trying to display in the first row itself. Column position is 1 and 2. Second two things I am trying to display in second row. Column position is 1 and 2. Now if I display the output, so you can see SAP says that multiple lines are only supported for printing and print preview. So we'll go to the print preview and you can see how it behaves. So you can see this is my first field, this is my so my first field is basically the color. So what I did, okay, let's have a look at the code. So what we are doing for first for the records which are like 11th onwards, so before for first to 10 we are applying a color C32, for 11 to remaining records we are applying C31. So 20 records we have fetched. So let's just have a look at the output. What's going on? Okay, let's comment this for now. So this is my data. Okay, so up to 10th record there is no color available, so it should look as it is. From 11th onwards I have applied a color C31. So, and I have also told the system that for this and for this please use first row, for this and for this please use second row, which means we are merging the rows. So it's like wrapping, like word wrap kind of thing in Excel. So if I execute this, you can see first 10 there is no color available, remaining color is available, yellow color C32. Now if I go to a print preview, so you can see that in my first record, so we'll just, so this is supposed to come in first row, this one is supposed to come in second row. So you can see the rows are merged, at the same time it has different columns. So column is 1, column is 2, but row is 1. So this row is 1, this row is 2, column 1, column 2, and obviously here we are getting only one thing because the other thing is color, so color will be applied on this. So this one does not carry any color. So what I'm trying to say here is that you can see that it's a kind of word wrap kind of thing. These two are treated as one record here. So instead of displaying this in 4 different places, in 4 different columns like we normally do in other ALB report, we could have displayed this normally, but what we did a word wrap kind of thing. So that is the significance of row position. Row 1, row 2, column 1 that is color, column 2 is this, column 1, column 2. So this is how it's being merged. So that is the significance of row position. So these were 2 open questions which are answered now. And well, okay, I'll quit out of this program. Now we'll talk about BAPI again. So In our last session we were talking about a BAPI which will be helpful to create a sales order. We also discussed the transaction BAPI. We also talked about the business object repository. So there would be a question that whether we can create a BAPI. So yes, we can create a BAPI, but we do not create a BAPI because we are not going to play with the business object repository. Business object repository and business related data will be again, it will remain be under the control of SAP. As and when required, they will be making the changes to it. So until and unless we are not working in the product development environment, we are not going to touch the transaction or create any custom BAPI. I have not done it in last 11 years, and then I don't think I need to do it anytime. So that would be one key point here. We don't disturb the business object repository at all. Now we'll talk about a different scenario. Okay, so what we did last time, we identified the BAPI from BAPI transaction, or you might want to Google it also, that is also fine. So from BAPI transaction under sales tab, we found that there is a BAPI which is in released status, which means it can be used, it's not obsolete. So there is a BAPI sales order create from DAT2 that can be utilized to create a sales order, and we successfully created a sales order last time. And then once the BAPI is created, you know that we cannot raise exceptions in this, so we get a written internal table on this one. In this written internal table there would be messages, message type S, message type W, and message type E. So there is a joke which roams around that programmers don't care about warning. So here also we are not looking into warning, we are simply checking that if there is an error message. So if there is no error message, then we'll do a BAPI transaction commit. Now the other important point which we should look here is, when we were doing a normal database update, we were using commit, work, and wait. So why are we using BAPI transaction commit? It's an interview question also. So we are doing it here because there might be a scenario that this BAPI is being called from a non-SAP environment. So which means this BAPI is being called as an RFC. So in that case, how to do a commit work? So that's why SAP has created BAPI transaction commit. If I go inside this, so you'll find nothing but commit work and wait. Simple. So it's not any there is no magic at all in this one. So we can also write commit work and wait here if we are using a simple within a BAP, but if there is a chance that it can be called from outside, means non-SAP system, then they will also be calling BAPI transaction commit, so that the transaction is committed, which means record is successfully inserted in the database, and they can also get this return a parameter which would be like same thing, IT return like this. They can also get a return table, and based on that they can also validate, means non-SAP guys can validate. That was one thing. Second thing which we were looking into it last time was this conversion exit. Now this conversion exit is, it's not going to come into picture every time, but in a BAPI, SAP expects that whatever you pass, it should be like in internal SAP format. So for example, I showed last time that the order type RO, let me just show that again. So AUART, this order type is also having a conversion exit. So if I pass RO here, it actually becomes SO. So SAP actually tries to understand this as SO. So SO should be actually passed while uploading the data from the Excel sheet. So that is one option. Second option could be, SAP has already provided the convert option here. So if you give a convert equal to X here, then SAP will take care of the conversion exits. Now this may or may not be applicable This may or may not be this may or may not be available, in fact not applicable. It's always applicable. It may or may not be available. So if it's not available, try to pass on the values in internal SAP format rather than external one, so that SAP can easily understand the data which you're trying to pass. So this BAPI is basically for transaction VA01. Similarly, we will be having a BAPI for change, and then we'll be having a BAPI for display or delete kind of thing. So here we have this convert. Now coming to test run, I have already explained, if we pass test run equal to X, then SAP understands that we are actually just trying to simulate the data, and we want to see whether the data that is being passed is perfect or not, and whether it will actually create a sales order or not. So normally what we do in real-time environment, we will create a radio button. We'll create two radio buttons on the selection screen. We'll mention that one is like test run, second one is like actual run. So in case of test run, we'll pass a flag here, so that, and we won't be using BAPI commit work. So we'll just pass a test run equal to X, and then we will not be using this. If the other radio button is checked, then we will not be passing this, and we will be using this. So I hope you are getting the concept. So test run means we don't require to do a commit. We'll simply validate, or we'll just check whether the data is correct or not. We'll do a simulation. So that option is provided in most of the BAPIs which are business critical. So that is something you also you need to know. And you can also see here that sales document number is also, there is one parameter. So this parameter is basically responsible for external number range. Again, I have already explained that concept when we were discussing BDC. So if you have a scenario that you want to move the existing sales orders, and then you don't want to change the sales order number, then what you can do, you can pass that sales order number here as an external number. So as of now this is commented, I am just showing it for the understanding sake. So you can pass the external sales document number here, and then SAP will use this number itself. No need, it's not going to create any, it's not going to use any internal number range, and it's not going to propose any number range, any sales order number from its system side. So that is other important factor. So now we know what is a BOR. Now we know that how these methods are actually applicable to to handle the business related data. We also know what is a BAPI transaction. We also know how to find out a BAPI. We also know what is a business object repository. What is a business object browser. A lot of things we are aware of by now. So one second. Okay, now we'll talk about another concept, another important concept. So I'm going to VA01, or maybe I'm going to let's go to VA01. I'm hitting an enter here. So now you can see that SAP has provided a lot of standard fields in which we can capture the data while creating a sales order. A lot of fields, lot of data we can capture, no doubt on that. So if I hit enter, so it will do some processing in the background, which is done. So as I said, SAP has provided a lot of fields, lot of tabs in which we can capture a lot of data, but then there are scenarios, and then I have been through those scenarios that company wants to capture another, let's say 10 to 20 fields, and then those are like custom fields. SAP is not having the provision to capture those fields in the standard environment. For example, if I do a double click here, so let's say I have order quantity and something unit and all, I want to capture something else here. Now for these kind of things, SAP has provided an additional tab which is called additional data B. You can see that it's completely blank. So this is provided at header level and at item level. So currently I am at item level. Same thing is also provided at header level. So what I did, I just added a custom field there in the header level in that additional data B tab. We are calling it material. I'll just enter something, let's say BAPI test. And then if I save it, so expectation is that this data should also go in the database. So how this is done, we'll just park that topic for now because we have not discussed the enhancement yet. So this is a part of screen enhancement provided by SAP, so we'll just discuss it later. But for now you just understand that there is a field, there is a custom field available here, and if we do a BDC, then while recording we'll come to this tab. If this is a mandatory one, we'll come to this tab as well and we'll enter some data here. So while entering some data, the expectation is that at runtime I'll modify that code, and then obviously it will be saved in the database, that is VBAK table, as a normal course, and then it should be available there. So if I do a save now, so I'll pause for a few minutes till the time it's saving. Still working. So while it's working, what we are trying to understand is, obviously SAP is a very flexible system. We can do a lot of customization here, even though I mean a lot of standard things are already there, and everything, almost everything can be customized. So we have some enhancement techniques which we will discuss later, but then if there is a customization, BAPI should also take care of that. So that is the objective. Now as I said, if there is a BDC, then what we would have done, we would have come to this tab and we would have done the recording, and then same thing would have been taken care in the code. But how to take care of this in BAPI? So that's what we are going to discuss now. Let the system save the sales order for a moment, and then we'll just continue. Oh my god, last time I faced an issue. Okay, so you can see that order number 12068 is created. If I go to display, I have already explained that if you go to display, obviously it will take the latest order number here, which is taken care by SAP memory, that is set parameter ID, get parameter ID. It takes some time to do the commit work, so immediately if you get that message, then don't worry, it will be enabled in few minutes. So you can see that it's available now. If I go to header now, If I go to additional data B, this is coming. So what we did manually, it's coming. Okay, that is fine. I am saying that it will come via BDC, that is also okay, because in BDC code we will be going and pushing it there. But how to take care of it through BAPI? So that is our objective now, coming out of it. Okay, so before I move to that concept, I also wanted to discuss one more thing here. So now you have all the theoretical concept, but one thing which we have to understand and which I want you to think, that when I go to the table structure, you can see that we have order items in like this, which is item data. So this is like BAPI HT item. Now if I see this one is very similar to my structure VBAP, because it talks about item data. So we have a table called VBAP. So we have all the fields available there in that table. But still SAP has created a new structure BAPI HT item, and it's calling here. We have a schedule line table, but SAP has created a new structure and then calling it here BAPI SCHDL. Similarly for credit card, for text, okay, and then for condition records we have standard tables in place. So I want you to think this, like why SAP is not utilizing the standard tables, or because table itself is a structure, just that it's carrying the data. So why we are not using VBAP here, or for that matter why can't we use VBAK here in order header? This is very similar to VBAK, so why we can't use VBAK? So the answer to that is we have lot of things going on in day-to-day routine in real-time environment. Somebody is calling BAPI, somebody is calling VA01, somebody is using a BDC. So when we are using a BAPI, we want to make sure that whatever data we are passing through BAPI, that is secured. So how this a different structure, how this is going to help us? Basically, if we are going to use a simple VBAK here, then my code internally might work on VBAK directly. And for example, even if I didn't do a commit work, if there is another commit work running in the system, that commit work might commit this work process as well, and then due to this a wrong sales order is saved, which I actually didn't want to save due to any error or due to any other simulation issues. So it's all about data security, and that's why SAP has created different structures, so that once the data is validated properly, then only it will be passed back to the standard structures through different methods, and then standard structures or VBAK, VBAP, they will take care of it in the database commit stage. So it's all about data security. So you'll see that none of the BAPIs are actually calling the standard structures. That is a very important concept, and it could be an interview question for a few of you. Internally, see, simulation mode, BAPI is being called in simulation mode and all. Yeah, and then what I wanted to show you, that internally a lot of communication structures are in place, like you can see VBAP KOM. So KOM is basically a kind of communication structure, which means it will take the data from these BAPI related structure, which is like these kind of structures, and then it will pass it back to the standard structures like VBAK, VBAP. So communication structure also comes into picture. So since BAPI is being called and it does lot of verification, data validation, lot of things it will do internally. So it actually does not need to go via screen and every field, and then standard code is not coming into picture just to validate a particular field. So everything is being taken care internally, and that is why it saves lot of time. So for the first time it might load everything into the memory, but then next time onwards lot of things will be in the memory, so lot of validation will be taken care automatically. So this is the final function module, ht sales document save. Internally this one will be called, and so let's try to see, let's try to drill down as much as we can. So internally commit work and wait will be used. So outside we are just calling BAPI transaction commit, but internally commit work and wait will be used, which is obvious also because SAP is doing it for its own processing. Okay, let's try to see. Few more things if we can find it. Okay, something mentioned in German. SAP MV45A is the program for VA01. Okay. So today during that hangout session we were also discussing about the enhancement points and all. So we will be talking about it later. Okay, so I think that's enough from theory point of view. So let's come to that extension part. So finally this function module will be called internally. So BAPI is also nothing but compilation of a lot of code. Later they are capturing the message and then doing a commit work and wait internally. So if required, you should be able to debug a standard BAPI, and then if there is any error you should be able to find out the root cause. There is no big deal in that. I mean, you can see you can see a lot of interlinked code, but then that is fine. So okay, so we will not waste our time in theories now. Okay, now coming to the extension. So our aim is to save any additional custom field if that is there in the transaction, as I showed in additional data B tab at header level. So we are going to do a coding for that. Now you can, so if you go to tables, almost every BAPI will have an extension internal table. So extension this like this, and then the description is customer enhancement. So there would be one enhancement table or extension table for customer enhancement. There might be another extension table for baddies. So these different tables are actually utilized. So if you want to map the additional data with the communication data using your customer exit, that is fine. If you want, you can use this one. If you want to map the additional custom data to the standard data using any baddie, then you can use the other structure. Let me try to see if I have any other BAPI, for example. So enhancements baddie, so we'll just hold on, not a problem, we'll take care of it. So you can see in this BAPI accounting document post we have for customer exit. This is reference structure, so not a problem. Mostly I can see for customer enhancement. Sometime you might see for BAPI also, baddie also. So okay, so now we have an extension internal table provided by standard BAPI. So almost every BAPI will have it. So the function for this standard extension table is to take care of those custom fields which were extended in the standard transaction, like my test material. So if I come here, I can see that the type of this is BAPI PAREX. This one is actually will take the structure name. This is the value part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 means. So what I need to do, for example, I have okay, one second. For example, I have appended, I have extended a custom field called Matner. Then I have this. Then I have let's some text. Matner is 18/4/20. So what we are trying to say here is that these three fields will be passed in this value part 1 itself, because 18/4/22 and 20/42. So this one is 240 characters. So what we can do, so we can obviously up to 240 characters we can accommodate in this structure itself. Now if I do a double click here, so this is char, but if I do okay, so this will take the structure name. Now this extension is not so straightforward as I have explained it. So what you need to do, you also need to explore some of the standard documentations provided by SAP, because you or we don't know at this point of time that what all structures, because see here it's asking for a structure, so what all structures had to be filled for updating those custom tables. So for example, for this extension of BAPI sales order create from data to. When I did a Google, I found this SAP note. So this is a SAP note which explains the procedure. This procedure explains me that for header level I need to update VBAKKOZ structure. And since, as I have already explained, that in the BAPI we need another checkbox kind of thing, like this. You can see that material equal to X, target quantity equal to X. So whatever you pass in the structure of, let's say, order items, whatever we are passing, order item X, we need to pass an corresponding flag so that SAP knows that yes, material is passed. In the same way, we need to pass for both the structures. So VBAKKOZ, similarly VBAKKOZX, BAPE VBAK, BAPE VBAK X. These four structures has to be updated. So this is mentioned in the SAP note, so you don't need to think of anything else. What you need to do, you need to simply go to your code, and whatever we are doing here, I mean, this is header data, then we have all X checkbox thing, we have material and all, then we have a checkbox for that, then we have a partner data, we don't require checkbox for partner. Then what I'm doing, so SAP told me to update a structure BAPE underscore VBAK. Now let me open the BAP in a new session to explain it in a better way. So I have declared this in my program. I have declared IT extension type BAPI PAREX in a work area also I have declared. So till now this is fine. Now SAP told me to take care of BAP VBAK X. Now what I'll do, I'll open BAP VBAK also. So you can see that BAP VBAK. So when I created that enhancement or created that custom field, what I did, I extended the standard structure VBAK. Sorry, I extended this and I appended this structure here with the field name called test, type MATNR. So the same thing I need to append in the structure suggested by SAP. So first thing is BAPE VBAK, go and append a structure in which there should be a test field MATNR. Similarly, you need to do it for VBAKX as well. But the difference here is that this time this test would be just a flag, because X is basically a checkbox. So we need to pass a flag here. Now they wanted to do it for VBAK KOZ. So go there, append the structure here, test MATNR, and then KOZX test. So I just appended it here. Now once all the four structures are appended in this, so all the structures are now in place. So the first one is BAPE VBAK. So if I go inside this, what it asks for, it asks for the sales order number, which means first 10 character of this value part. So structure name is BAPE VBAK. Now first 10 characters of this value part 1, which means 0, 10. You know the offset now. So 0, 10 means first 10 characters are going to be the sales order number. And after that, next 18 characters are going to be the material number. This is for BAPE VBAK. So what I did, I went into my code I added additional code. So structure name is BAPEV back, and then first. So now again, so since we are creating a sales order, so 010, which means first 10 characters we cannot provide, the sales document number we cannot provide. It's going to be created by SAP at runtime. So we are not passing anything in 0 to 10. So what we are doing, next 10 to 18 we are passing the material number, the dummy material number. So appending it to itext, which is okay. Same way in BAPEV back X, what we are doing, we are actually, first 10 we cannot pass, sales order number we don't have. Next 10 to 18, basically it should be 10 to 1. It should be 10 1. So 10, and the next one should be flag, that is X. V back KOZ, we cannot pass first 10. We are passing the material number we should pass here. And then this. So I updated the 4 structures here, appended everything into itext, that is the extension table. So it's appended here, everything is appended, and then pass this itext to this itext in the extension, that is in your BAPI. Now my code is active. If I execute this program, so it will take some time. I'll just pause the video for time being. Okay, so now you can see that I came to next statement, and then I have got a sales order number generated 12069, ID written. If I go in this one, so this is saved, there is no problem at all. I can do an F8. It will do a commit work, so that data is inserted in the database. I might need to restart my system, it's become very slow. Similarly, by passing the structure name, by passing the fields, so now you know the concept. You have to use the offset concept here. First 10 is reserved for the key field, so that is sales order in this case, and remaining you can just like 10 18, 10 2, 10 1, whatever you can keep on using. So I'm trying to open the sales order created by the BAPI. Go to the header, go to additional data. You can see this is coming. Now there might be another case wherein you are passing the external document number or external sales document number to be precise. So everything is very slow now. Okay, compiling even to come out. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll give you some more details here. So we have two options now. One is like you want to change the data of your sales order using a BAPI. So for that we have a BAPI sales order change. Better to go via BAPI transaction just to refresh. So what I was trying to tell here, for example, you are having an external number range for sales order. So what you need to do, you need to pass that here. So 0 to 10 will be your sales order number in all the structures provided by SAP. So first 10 character, basically those are the key fields. So you need to pass on that here. Similarly, you need to pass in the BAPI. So here in the BAPI, you need to pass that. So if you are using an external number range, so you can just pass it directly in the BAPI as well as in the extension structure, so that SAP can extend those fields for this sales order. Otherwise SAP would not be able to do that because it needs the external number here also. So you can get all these details from this note. What I'll do, I'll upload this note in the site. I'll just do it as soon as the call is done. I'll upload it in the site there, and you can access this note from there. So in this note you have to take care of these 4 things. Now since I have not explained the enhancement, so you guys, if you might want to do the practice, so probably you would not be able to do it. So okay, before that, so I'm coming to BAPI, I'm coming to sales and distribution, sales order. So we have BAPI sales order change. If I do a double click, it's released, we can use it. So whatever I told you for external number range of sales order creation, in the same way for BAPI sales order change, because we are going to change a particular sales order, so we need to provide the sales order details. So here you can see that sales document number is mandatory, it's not optional. So obviously, because SAP needs to know that which sales order you want to change. In the tables you will be having same extension table. In this extension table, like we did in our code, we need to pass the sales order number like this. So you can do a test. So what I'm going to tell you now, because you guys might want to modify, so you guys might want to practice this just in order to understand. So anyways, I'll be 1 second. So I'll upload this note in the website post the session is done, but then I'll give you some more details so that what you can do, you can also modify the structure. So now I hope you guys are clear with the concept that when we are going to pass the sales order number, when we are not going to pass the sales order number. So for creation, if there is an external number range, then we have to pass the sales order number. But if we want SAP to propose the number range, then we don't need to pass the sales order number. Sales order number will be like 0 to 10 for that structure. Structures are BAPE_V, BAK, BAPE_V, BAKX. VBAKKOZ, VBAKKOZX. So these four structures we need to modify. Internally SAP will take care of the communication and all. So now you know for BAPI sales order change we need to, it's mandatory to pass the sales order number. So I'm going to, let's say VA, I'm going to VA0. So I'm just going to explain the steps so that what you can do, you can also modify your standard screen. So the program name is SAP MV45A. Most of you must be knowing about it. So this is how the standard program looks like for VA01. And I'm also going to VA01. So this is VA03. Now I went to header, I went to additional data B, I'm going to system status, then I came to know that screen number is 4002. Sorry, screen number is 8309 in this case. Okay, 4002 is the main screen. We are talking about the sub screen, which means only this area, not the complete area. So the screen number 8309 is the one which has to be modified. So one thing is clear now. So what I am doing, I am going to make a note here. So first thing, go to, let me do it on a different system so that, okay, open questions done. So first thing is go to VBAK, append a structure, add a field, let's say test, which is of, so this is the first thing you are going to do, first and foremost. So I have already done this. So you can see that test structure, there is an append structure GAPEN and test field type matter is already there. So this is done. This is your step 1. Now 2, identify the VA01 screen to be, so screen number 8309, program SAP MV45A. So I'm just giving this additional info because you guys might want to practice this, so otherwise I would have covered this later, but let's finish this. It will take some 10 to 15 minutes. So this is the second step. So we have identified the screen. Third, open SAP MV45A in SEAT, double click on screen 8309. So many screens here, so no need to afraid, that is fine. Now you'll come to this screen. if you click on, so obviously you cannot change this because it's a standard one, so you need to register this object with SAP support service OSS, and then you'll get a access key. But then obviously we are like ABAP consultants, so what we can do, so just see it carefully what I'm doing here. I hope my system helps me. It's not okay. So I have already told how to debug a pop-up. Drag and drop this file here, hit on continue. breakpoint at function module. Function module is TADIR underscore object underscore check. So change it, a pop-up appears, drag and drop the pop-up debugger notepad, put a breakpoint on FM. So since most of you will be working on IDES system which will be installed by some or other guy, so you cannot go and request to register the object in the marketplace and then you cannot get the license key. Hit enter, it will set a breakpoint. Hit, so okay, put some value here, okay. Or maybe the easiest way what we can do, I'll copy this, go to TADIR. So whenever we register an object in the marketplace, it gets stored in the TADIR. So do we have the key here? Okay, so anyways, I think it won't be good to modify the standard table, so let's go back to the previous screen. Okay, so you'll see that next time when you hit on check button, it will come to this function module because you have already set a breakpoint, so it will come here TADIR object check F7, give some value, hit on continue, drag and drop your debugger once again, continue. So it will come to a place, perform ADIR check, internal, it will call this FM again. Now come to this FM, set a breakpoint and save it so that next time also it's useful. Do F6, you'll get size of RC2 which means wrong key. Do F7, double click on size of RC, modify the value, hit F8. Once again it will come here, F6, F7, double click size of RC 0, make it 0, F8. By doing this, your standard screen will be changed. hit OK. You can see this is not in change mode. Hit on layout. So this is a part of module pool programming, but okay, just go ahead and do it so that you can practice the BAPI extension. It will take some time to load the layout editor. For those it's not loading. Okay, even it's not loading for me. Okay, good. So you'll get this screen. For those it's not loading, just get in touch with the guy who installed it. Do F6 or click on this button, click on VBAK, hit OK, hit enter. Come till the end because your field will be available at the end. Here you can see a log button because I have already dragged and drop it. You highlight this like this, hit OK and drag and drop it here like I have done for this. So don't worry with this one. I am going to. So similarly you drag and drop, it will come like this. Go back and activate. Hit on activate button. Once you hit on activate button, again it will go in debugging mode. F7, F6, F7, size of RC 0, F8, hit OK, F7, F6, F7, F8, F7, F6, F7. So keep on making it 0 till the time it's asking. Don't lose your patience. F7, again make it 0. F8. So it's activated, it's in active state. By doing this, this field will start appearing in your screen. So after that you can try to create a sample sales order, put some value here, it will come automatically. And data will automatically be passed in the standard structure, VBAC and all. And it will be pulled also. Drag drop the custom field from VBAK. So we have done till this point. Save and activate. And next one is, so once you are done, refer the SAP note. This is the note. One 43580. Append a new structure in BAPE underscore VBAK and VBAKKOZ with Matner type field. It should be same field like we have in VBAK. Example is TEST which I used. Append a new structure in BAPE VBACX and VBAKKOZX with flag type field, same field. Use test type flag. So by now you are done with that also. So here I did a test type Matner in this I did test type flag. Same for VBAC KOZ, test type Maintner KOZX, test type flag. So append this append structures and then put these fields there. Once you are done, then next is come to your AC38 code, pass the values in extension structure and append the same to extension internal table. Pass this to BAPI. Sales order means WA_EXT hyphen value part 1 0 10 will be blank in case of VA01 with internal number range, will not be blank in case of external number range and A02. So that is the mantra to test the BAPI extension for sales order. So again I'll walk you through the code once again. Till partner and all you are already done. This is also done. Partner role is also done. But then what I did, extension structure name is BAPE VBAK. This is blank because I am using internal number range. First 10 is already consumed by a blank value. Next 10 to 18 should be my sample material number. In case of VBAC X, it should be a flag. VBAC KOZ 1018 would be a sample material number. KOZX it will be flag. Pass it here and you are done. So this way you can create and append it to the custom fields available in the standard sales order transaction. So I think that's all about BAPI extension, and I have already covered a lot of things. It's like 1 hour plus video. So what I'll do, I have made the note of these steps. I'll just upload it to the website under, my god, I'll upload it to the website under important knowledge document. Maybe I'll create one more. I don't have anything as of, oh, BAPI is there. So what I'll do, I'll mention the steps here, these steps which I have created here, and then I'll also upload this SAP note for your reference. So my suggestion is, please try this. Once you are able to do it successfully, you will feel confident. In this video I also told you how to modify the standard object by putting some random access key, how to modify the data at runtime by how to modify the size of RC value at runtime, and then you'll get the access to modify the standard object. So you only do it only for this screen. Don't try to play around to different objects, otherwise you might end up corrupting some standard config and it might make you helpless. And don't ever try to do it in real environment. Instead you ask the basis guy to register that object and then provide you the access key. Once the object is registered, it will automatically go and store in a table. So basically they will register this object, provide you an access key. If you hit the access key here and hit continue, it will go and store in the TADIR table in some other format. So that's about it, I think, for today. And I'll say that BAPI is done from my side, and then there could be a lot of other things which you might Google out and then explore more and more, because there is no limit. So BDC done, BAPI done, LSMW I don't know much, iDocs I'll take care next. So thank you guys, thanks for your time, and then see you again. Special thanks to the people who joined uh, the hangout session with me. Thank you once again, and see you for iDocs next.